I got paperback books from the resource store. You can get them from any of the thrift stores really cheap. These were only 50 cents a piece. And when I pick out these books, I don't want the pages to be real white. I want there to be a little bit of a patina to the page. This one right here, it's yellowed out, and I like that. It's got some age to it, and it's just a really cool look. We're going to use this one for a sample. And basically what you need to do is, I took a piece of paper and I folded it in half, which I'll grab one here and kind of show you. I'm going to fold this around. I'm hoping it's going to come to the end. It just happens to almost come to the end, so that's good. Okay. I'm going to write through this line right here. It don't have to be perfect. I'm kind of going to do like the shape of half a pumpkin. So I'm just trying to do like a pumpkin shape here on my paper. And then I'm just going to cut it out. And I can tweak it if it don't look good. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think I'm going to come in just a little bit at the top like that. So if you open it, that looks like a pumpkin, right? All right, I'm going to rip the cover off. Just going to try to tear it off carefully. When you start cutting these pages, and if it because you're going to be folding the paperback, it might start trying to come apart. You can just tape it back together. Line it up with the bottom. So here's my book, and I've wrapped it around, and I've lined up. I left a little bit here flat so that the pumpkin can sit and won't fall over. Now, this is my little homemade stencil. I'm just going to trace around that. I want it to be rounded. I'm just tracing around this. Boop. Okay. Set my little stencil aside. Alright, so I've traced that. So then you want to take just a little bit, enough that you can cut, not too thick that it's too hard to cut. I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm just going to cut around where I just traced. To the end, so then when you get right here, then you just rip that off, and that's trash. Alright, so then the next go round, you just trace what you just cut. Alright, so I'm going to roll that over. I need to round this out a little bit more. I don't want it to be flat on that side. So now I'm just going to grab another section. You can just play with the thickness of what your scissors will cut. And you keep going. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit and tear it off. So again, you would go back and just trace this again. You kind of need to cut on the inside of your line. I didn't do that here, but just to keep it where it doesn't, because it tends to want to keep getting bigger. Need to be perfect. It'll actually look cool if it's not perfect. So, and then you just keep cutting until you get all the way to the end. Okay. So now magically, Here's one that I've already cut, and this is why you shouldn't use a pen. I started out and I didn't like how short that was, but you can see I left just a little bit flat right there, and you don't have to do that. You could actually curve yours up. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of fan this out a little bit, and you're going to kind of curve it around. I'm going to glue that together. I'm going to glue my binding together. And I'm going to do a popsicle stem. So I'm probably going to go ahead and glue that in too. Putting a bunch of glue in here. Let me get me a popsicle stick. I think I'm going to double it up. I got these little, they look like tongue depressors. I'm going to put that in there. And then we're going to fan this all the way around. I'm going to glue these together. If y'all can see that. You can actually just glue like a stick, or you can take a real pumpkin stem and glue it on the top instead of how I'm doing it. But I'm going to do it this way. Also going to put some glue right here. And I'm going to take these pages and push them together. Hope that they stay. I should have put some glue up here in this top part. Let me try to get some up there. Okay. So I've glued that together. Now what you want to do is kind of fan this out. All right, that's pretty cool. I like it. I could play with this all day trying to spread the sheets out so that it looks a little bit fuller. But I want to get started on the stem. So I'm just spreading these apart, but as you can see, that's pretty cool. That's a neat look. And so you'd want to kind of go through and fan these out a little bit better. But there is your book pumpkin. How cute is that? All right, now we're going to do a stem. Okay, so now I'm just going to take, I got some of this twine, and I'm going to use my glue gun, and I am just going to wrap it around that and glue it for a cute little stem. Hopefully you can. So I'm just going to get it started, and then we're just going to keep wrapping it. Try not to get the glue on your fingers because it is hot. Hot, hot, hot. And you just keep wrapping. All right, let me try to glue that end down. I'm going to use my scissors to hold it down. Oops, pull it off just a little bit. And there you go, y'all. Isn't that cute? We'll just put it around the base. Isn't that cute? This might be cuter. Let's use some of this natural raffia. And I'm going to try to tie. I should have done it underneath this stuff and then glued that down. But there's just all kinds of things. You can add florals to it if you like, or just a bow. I'm going to leave like a couple of those hanging off like so. I kind of like how this is just like loosey-goosey. Little goosey. And I'm going to take me another piece of twine. I'm going to tie it around this. I don't know if y'all see me doing this or not. So I just looped that. And now I'm tying a string around my loops. Try to get it to the center. Tie it one more time. Pull that string around. And I'm going to glue it right there. It's almost fall, y'all. I know it still seems a little early, but you need to start making your stuff now so that you have it ready. And I'm just going to glue that right there. And there you go. There is your, we took a paperback book. We made ourselves a stencil. You take the cover off, then you trace this on there and you cut little sections at a time. This is where we were cutting. You just keep doing it until you get it all the way, and then when you get done, you pull it all back like this, and then you just play with these to try to get it to fan out the way that you like. Okay, so I needed to add a little more to this. I'm just taking the ends of the string and unraveling it. I like the way that looks. It looks like the little tendrils that come off of the pumpkins, the real ones. Just makes it even more shabbier, and I just love that. So I'm just kind of untwisting that. And then I think I'm going to add, I get this nautical rope from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take it. It's a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to take a long strip of it and just cut a piece off. Just cutting it. And the same thing, I'm just going to untwist it. I'm going to untwist it so it looks very crazy. And you could even untwist even that part. And it gets even crazier. Unravel. I'm just going to take these apart so that I can place them in different spots so it can be hanging all around and even like that. Try to glue it behind here. Spread that out. Want some on this back side. I also need these papers to roll around this way to hide that little hole there. Alright, so I want some stuff on this side so it looks good all the way around. So I found me a bag of tricks from last year when we were doing our pumpkin class, and I found one of these flowers. This is one of the flowers, but then I kind of toned it down by putting some of my glaze on it, or you can do watered down paint. I like a little bit of the hint of the yellow coming through. I'm just looking to see what else I got in here. Here's another one that would be real cute too. So I think I'm going to use this one. It's very lightweight, and you can even do something like that to just bring in a little bit of color. I think I will. So I just want a little bit of color, and I'm going to glue that right there. Fluff the paper just a little bit more. And I'm just going to push that in real good. Look how cute. Oh my goodness, so cute. So I need something right here to hide that. Need something little. Oh, look. Oh my goodness, yes. So I found this little bitty flower that I had done the same thing.
So I'm going to do that to bring that, and that leaf kind of covers those sides a little bit better. Yeah. I like that. I hope y'all can hear me okay.
This was really simple to make. It was easy, very cheap, probably only a couple dollars in just your time to do it. Please leave comments if you have any questions, or if you just want to say hey, let me know where you're from, where you're watching from. Bye.